Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Man Without Fear, issue number 2. All right, full disclosure, because, that's what I do. I didn't buy this comic book. Not in the physical copy, not on Comixology either. I just read it at the comic book store, and then, yeah. I did it with a couple comic books, and usually I'll like the comic book enough that I'll purchase it and then come home, but not in this particular case. I liked it, I just didn't love it, all right? I liked it, but... All right, that's going to be the theme of this review pretty much. I liked such and such, but... And that's not where you usually want to be with a comic. Also, with that full disclosure, I don't have the names of everybody who actually made this comic book. So I got Jed MacKay writing and Stefano Landini on art, and the cover was by Kyle Holtz. Sorry for butchering the name. But I don't have the inker, the letterer, graphic designer, if there is one. I don't have any of that stuff because apparently Professor Bill is the only person on the internet who actually says everything about the comic book. You know what I'm saying? Without actually spoiling the comic book. But I'm not here for spoilers. If you are, you're on the wrong freaking channel. But the point is, unless it's an issue number 1, then I'll spoil everything. But I'll warn you. The point is, this comic book, man. A lot of good things here. I love the art all the way through. There are a lot of really good things to be said about this comic book. Again, but they all come with a follow-up, which is not exactly positive. The character of the doubts of Daredevil, that old yellow and red costume but he's in an undead body. Yeah, so the costume is like hanging off of him rather than being worn. Yeah, I love that. That is awesome. The problem is, I don't feel afraid of this character. I don't know what to feel about this character because Daredevil doesn't have any proper reactions to this character. What do you call it? Stefano Landini can only really go by what Jed MacKay is telling him to draw. Jed is saying, hey, do this, draw this, draw this. But the problem is the writing doesn't necessarily match the art. Now, did the artist completely screw up the image? Did he go a little bit too much too far? Whatever, I don't know. But I care because they don't match up sometimes. Like, I don't feel afraid of this undead version of Matt's idealized fears. Why should I? He's not. He's not afraid. At some points, he looks frustrated. At some points, he looks like, oh, something's overwhelming. But just the scene before and the scene afterwards, he's just sitting there chilling in the bed. He's not looking at him in the eyes. He's just chilling there. Yeah, I know that Matt's blind, but come on. If it's a figment of imagination, you can freaking look at the thing in your eyes, in his eyes. They want to continue going with the blind thing. That's just the way Matt Murdock is. Okay, fine. I'm good with that too. But something. Give me something. Give me some kind of an emotion on there instead of once in a while trying going, like, can I have something else instead of just sitting there the whole time? Yes, but I'm not worried about such and such. Oh no, but that is my fear. Oh, but I'm terrified of it. Oh my God. Can you please tell me how to feel about this threat that keeps looming over his shoulder? This guilt that he feels? Because come on now. This is something that's supposed to be like heavy on his heart, I would imagine. But I don't get that sense at all about the character. There are also a lot of new characters in here. No, not a single new character at all. But they feel new. They feel new to me. I feel like there was a quick Wikipedia search of certain of these characters, or the writer, Mr. MacKay, was simply so inundated with these characters, knows them so well that he just figured that all of us do also. So we got barely any explanation of who these characters are. Yeah, I know Blind Spot. Not intimately. I don't know him that damn well. And the other character, I can't even remember her name. That's the thing. I remember seeing her in the comic books, but I don't remember reading enough issues that actually made an impact on me with the character. So therefore, when I read this character, it's almost like meeting somebody and saying, I recognize your face. Hey, I remember this and this and this about you, but you can't remember the person's name. Yeah, that. That's what this feels like with these characters. Everything is cool, but... the biggest thing that bothers me about this comic book is that it's simply not, in any way, shape, or form imaginable, new reader-friendly. Now, this is in issue number 2. Prior to this, if I'm doing my math right, was in issue number 1. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this. This issue 2 could have possibly helped to rectify that, because if somebody bought issue 1, there's a chance they bought issue number 2, and then you just simply go back and cover the things that were missed in the first one. Oh, yeah, that's why you're important. No, none of that happened. Not a single bit of that happened. This comic book was cool, but I feel that it shouldn't have been a comic book. I feel it should have went straight to graphic novel. I was going to say trade, but then if a comic book is a comic book and then goes to trade, then it's a trade. But if it skipped comic book form and goes straight to trade paperback form, it's called a graphic novel. Therefore, hey, dude, if God Emperor Doom, God Loves Man Kills, and Triumph and Tragedy, and all those really great comic books. Oh, the Scorpio Connection, Havoc Wolverine Meltdown. If those could be graphic novels, Havoc Wolverine Meltdown was not a great example of that, but you get what I'm saying, I hope. If those can go straight to a graphic novel, so could this. And it would have been a great idea to put this in, because I don't feel like this is new user-friendly at all. I don't feel like you could have watched the freaking Netflix series and then suddenly jumped into this. Blind Spot's not in the Netflix series. You know what I'm saying? None of those characters are, for crying out loud, except for Foggy and Matt, and a little bit of Elektra. But I mean, this just didn't really do anything for me, because I try to be all inclusive in this, and I try to think about new readers and long-time readers. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to be on the same level as me. I'm not on the same level as some people who've been reading longer than me. But what I will say is, I still remember what it's like. I have a pretty good memory. I still remember what it's like to be a new reader. I remember how terrifying it could be walking into a comic book store for the first time. Everybody just kind of knows you're there, but they don't really want to look at you. Nobody really wants to help you. You know what I'm saying? It's just, somebody walks up, oh, hey, can I help you find something? You're new to the store. Actually, I'm new to comic books. Oh, well, what characters do you like? I don't know. Oh, well, just look around. And, yeah, that's what you get. I think a lot of us forgot what it's like to be a new reader. And first time going to a comic book store. So somebody comes walking in, and what are they going to say? Ooh, Daredevil. I remember him from the Netflix series. Ooh, look, in issue 1 and issue 2. I can grab them both right now. And they grab it, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, comic books aren't for me, because I have no effing idea what's going on. That's the problem here. But new readers, one thing that new readers don't go straight for are graphic novels. Or trade paperbacks, unless they're specifically told to. But trade paperbacks are an entirely different subject. Graphic novels. They never go for graphic novels. They can be directed to trade paperbacks, but nobody directs them to graphic novels. That just never happens, because those are specifically made for long-time readers. And that's what this should have done. This caters much better to the long-time reader. People have been reading Daredevil longer than me and more faithfully than me, apparently, because there's some characters on here that I'm like, dude, I know your name, but I just can't recall. I got a little bit of an idea, but sorry, you just didn't make enough of an impact on me, this particular character. So that's what this comic book is suffering from. I feel like it should have gone straight to graphic novel instead of individual issues. That's really all I got. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying it more than I am. I enjoy it. But Professor Bill, Comic Book University, class dismissed.